Hi there, Kathy Hughes, Abundance Realty Group. Today we are going to talk about building a new home. You're going to find that it's one of the most exciting and stressful things that you've ever done. And I might go on a little bit long here, so if I stumble a little bit, excuse me. I do have some notes, so if my eyes leave the screen, I'm trying to stay on track because this is a really, really big subject. Most of the time when I get a call, somebody said, I need help finding a lot. I want to build a home. And that's very cool. Um, Most of the time, they have not looked into the financing. Taking out a construction loan and going owner builder takes a little bit more to qualify for. Not impossible, but it's certainly not for everybody. So I want to kind of throw that out there that it may be a little bit more difficult and then difficult to qualify. You probably need stronger credit, more down payment, and maybe even to sell your home. Another phase of this is to get bids from contractors. And something that I have seen many times is that when you're ready for that contractor, whether it's framing, sheetrock, whatever, they may not be available because the builders in the area have a little bit more influence. So that's something for you to think about. Contractors earn their money. I don't know if the sweat equity is just really worth the hassle. And another thing I really worry about is that most builders will offer a year bumper to bumper warranty if anything is going wrong or repairs need to happen. And a lot of times the subcontractors moved, gone out of business, or they're busy and they just ignore you. So that's kind of a thing that you may not want to deal with. So another way to go about it is locating the lot and getting a professional contractor. And that's a great way to go. You still have the option of taking out the construction loan, but a more experienced contractor, which I highly recommend, is going to take out the construction loan. So you have that. The only downside I see in that is that less lots tend to be available. For what I see for the most part in the Salt Lake Valley is developer builders will buy up the land, have many lots available, and then they will be your builder. And in no particular order, I've worked with before Ivory, Richmond American Homes, Woodside, Candlelight, Alpine, Perry Homes. They usually have a pretty good selection, and they're good to work with. And another thing I like about that is that no matter where the subcontractor is, if they're there or not, after closing, they have a warranty department. Because you know what? They don't live in the house. It'll go through certain inspections and whatnot, but things happen. And it's really nice to have somebody to call and go, my bathtub's leaking or whatever. So you're not left hanging there. Another advantage is they take out the construction loan. Your credit does not have to be as strong. I've seen people put down as little as $500 and get the home built, but that really depends on the market. So that you want to have a market expert on your side to be able to screen through some of these things so you can come in and be a strong negotiator on this. Right now, where the market is at in 2017 is you probably will put down an earnest money, maybe $500 to hold the lot, get qualified, and then they might want a construction deposit. Also, too, another thing I really like about working with the builder developers is they generally offer huge incentives to work with their lenders. And, it's not so much that they're trying to scratch somebody's back, is that they're trying to make sure that they have control, and they want to make sure you qualify. So, that's a really cool thing, but, they may give you $1,000 up to $5,000 credit. So those are some things to look at. They may or may not have you sell your home first, so you might not be homeless, or at least be homeless for a shorter amount of time. But again, anytime you feel free, call, pick my brain. I've been through this many times over the years, and I can make a pretty good impartial third party. One thing I'm going to get into on another blog is the pros and cons of using an agent. Using a professional agent, I can never see the cons. This is a highly stressful process. To have somebody experienced, that's been through it many, many times before, that does not have all the emotion involved, you're way less vulnerable. So, we'll get into more detail on another blog. Sometimes people at the builder will offer me a discount. I find most don't. They've built in the cost And you should have your own representation. But we'll talk more about that later. Feel free anytime to call and pick my brain. Congratulations, this is going to be fun.